Dagbapen pau bau buram ya karai upat ba ubala jet yau Dr. Ricky A.J. Singkon jong Voice of the People's Party kumu MP Lok Sabha bathamai ke Shillong Parliamentary Constituency dagba ai ke jingkersan ke baklan bha kumba pau nak result ke balapen bana hak sau tere ujellio arja arpsau unoi lam ko United Democratic Party uba Lyngdoh ubadairu menteri ubadai kmi ke tanah tourism hak sarkar MDA 2 balam khmat daga NPP habakran cikilat pathai kubor hak santarik ujellio arja arpusa ulaong. Bau kmi lenti bau MP bathamai un kham yakran yakimat ki badan kam nak benta ka jella. Habakan tho halor ka jingkran u president ka VPP uba Arden Mela basayoman ban namar ka jingsha ram hak election MP ki menteri hak sarkar MDA 2 ki deban hiar don buram nak kam bakibat uba pol ulaong. Bakam ya ha bat bu jingkeli Lada dang don dagi weipat ban mi bujeli ya ka MDA. Ulaong bakalong kabasok pan kren namar badan hakal yang persya hendrai hapan sungotu ya kesensyar kadar. Halor kejing syaram jak buram ukur tong ke UDP ubak Robert June Karjarin ubala penyang daka kenho ni trelang hapdeng ke United Democratic Party bat ke Hill State People's Democratic Party kabala tip kum ke Regional Democratic Alliance bakun thop khat saungut ki MLA na ki laipun rutli ki Legislative Assembly Constituency ke rilum khasi jantia ubak Paul ulaong maka UDP ke jak Shipor bat kanwan Phai biang.
We respect the mandate of the people and we certainly accept it with all humility. Yes, every election throws its own surprises. But the emergence of the VPP as a significant player in Meghalaya's politics is now a confirmed reality.
As per your assessment, what led to the downfall of party in this election?
Well, there were a lot of factors, but most important was we were racing against time. Our candidate could only start moving after January this year, and therefore the campaign was limited to certain areas, especially the market areas, and we could not penetrate deeper than that.
So
there was no time. Well, that is your assessment. But to us, politics is always in a state of flux. Nothing is permanent. And therefore, we are sure that we will bounce back. We will certainly need to introspect. The party leadership will meet shortly to take stock of the situation. But every political party has had this kind of a journey, ups and downs. And today, as we speak, the Prime Minister of the country, who spoke of 400 plus seats, is trying to establish strong links with his other allies, because the BJP does not have a mandate of its own based on its own strength. Well, we will certainly have to introspect, gauge the situation, and get feedbacks from party leaders right down to the district and the constituency levels. Once those inputs are in place, we will be able to come up with counter strategy. They have to say that, being in the position that they are, but look at it from a very logical point of view. We have 3 elections in Meghalaya in the course of every 5 years. You have the state assembly, then the Lok Sabha, and then the ADC elections. Are you saying that any government should be replaced after every single election? Then what kind of government will we have? Supposing now we say that we move out, okay, since we have lost but they said that we have lost the mandate, then who replaces MDA? What happens to governance in Meghalaya? Who takes over? Is there an alternative to MDA? If so, what is that alternative? We have been elected for a specific time frame a tenure of 5 years. And the Lok Sabha elections are a totally different elections, and the voting pattern also changes. You know, the constituency I represent, West Shillong, has always had this trend that in the past elections, it is always the national parties that predominate the scenario, because the thinking was that we need national parties in Delhi. So this time around, because of the wave of the VPP, it has managed to garner that position. But my simple query is, are you saying that the Lok Sabha election is general elections of to the Parliament of India, or is it a referendum? If it is a referendum, then you call for that change. But what happens if in the ADC election, UDP bounces back? Do we come back to power at that point of time? What kind of logic is that?
But VPP has vowed to replace all the regional parties in Meghalaya. How do you react to that?
Well, that of course is something which they have, a statement which they have to make with the kind of mandate that they have got. But the fact of the matter is that in the assembly, the UDP itself has 12 MLAs of its own. SDP has 2. They are a sizable bloc in the state assembly, and also in the ADCs. The UDP has presence both in the KH ADC as well as the GH ADC. So that is our strength. At the point of time when I had made that statement, VPP had 4 MLAs, all of whom belong to one district of Meghalaya. So it was true at that point of time. The result yesterday has shown that it has gone beyond East Khas Hills and has presence in all of East Meghalaya, the Khasi Jaintia sector of Meghalaya. See, it's very easy for somebody who is not in a position of power to lay all the blames, all the ills, all the afflictions upon the doorstep of the government. But let VPP have, now that they have won the Lok Sabha elections, let them push forward the agenda of the state. I don't see why it should be them versus us. In fact, the fact that they have won with such a huge margin should mean that their elected representative should be able to steer forward the agenda of Meghalaya, push for those agenda in the Lok Sabha, in the parliament.
VPP was harping on the issue of corruption for a long time, and with this result, don't you think like this issue of corruption is hurting the MDA government somewhere?
Where is the corruption? At which level? See, now the fact that this is MDA 2 would mean that whatever was wrong in the previous term is also tacked along with what is happening today. But this is an entirely new house in which the various political parties, if you recall, when we started off, we tried to form a government of regional parties. But the formula didn't work. And therefore, what is the alternative other than working with the NPP, which represents the majority of votes and constituencies of Garo Hills, and the UDP, HSPDP, which has the maximum number of seats in the Khasi Jaintia sector? What other formula is there to replace that?
Habatin, pej bahagi kishap, kashap plus F.
Ka plus F?
Hakabam bangibam dunaki eki bataye kamet. Namar kata habathiru atau khau kamlu ka umpnyang kadut pej ya kashap plus F hakajingsom. Yaki nutrient kumki vitamin bat ka ayan la icon diat bat ka bathau bha kam kta ika dur jingki marbam ka jingma lani ka rukom shed yaki balehi banai kita kadon ka we ka jing mentoy ba kongsan ka kot ka khia ka nutrition ba khambha ka jing im ba khambha pendon kam daki marba modon ka sharp plus F menta kasni
Lawan Ra Shafi Lyngdoh Office Jong Commissionerate of Food Safety Meghalaya.